Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
From RNA Music.
Boo.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Yep.
Your favorite mom and pop guitar shop and music lesson studio for childrens to learn music at.
Yes. And older.
And older.
Yes. And children at heart.
Children at heart. All generations.
Yes.
All ages. And it's time for Ask RNA.
That's right.
We're going to answer all y'all's questions up in here right now. In a minute, actually. Okay. All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Ask RNA, where Angela and I answer questions.
Mostly me.
From mostly Angela. She gets all the questions.
Not really.
From all over the world.
All over the world.
Various regions
of the world.
of the world.
Yeah.
All kinds. So we're going to answer y'all's questions from viewers today. Some quick updating. If you want an RNA Music t-shirt, you can get one of those from our Teespring store. Link in the description.
You know you want to.
Get you one. You know you should. Help keep the music alive in East Texas. Because you know you like us.
Yes.
I guess.
It gets something like that.
Yeah. And we are music educators. We own a little guitar shop in a small town in East Texas. And one of our favorite things to do is to answer y'all's questions.
Yep.
Other than, you know...
Eat.
I wasn't going to say eat. I actually was going to say eat.
My favorite thing to do is eat.
And sleep.
And sleep.
Eat and sleep and answer questions from all over the world. That's what I do for funsies. Right. And here we are with the first question. As I drink my Diet Sprite. Colin James, hashtag spicy mate.
Woo-woo.
Question. There are an abundance of guitar/music camps out there. Have you ever been to one? Is there one you would like to go to? I'm giving serious thought to going to one of Victor Wooten's camps in the next couple of years. The Popo's coming.
Apparently. What'd you do?
Wasn't me. Doesn't the Canton police know we shoot YouTube videos on Thursday nights? I don't know what the deal is. You would think. Guitar and music camps. No, I've never been to one because I did a whole lot of band camp.
Yeah. I never heard of them. I mean, I'm sure there are because there's camps for like everything.
Yeah. Well, there's
but
like
not necessarily for
adults.
adults. I never really.
You can pay some big dollars and go play with real rock stars.
Awesome. Good for them for being there so that you can play with them.
Yeah. Give Gene Simmons some more money.
Because he needs it.
Go on a cruise with rock stars, you know, kind of a thing.
I've heard of cruises because New Kids on the Block and Boys to Men have a cruise.
Yeah, but they teach you how to be a pop star.
No, you just get to take a picture with them and scream.
You get the fangirl out.
And take pictures with them. Yeah.
Now, there are camps. I was watching that video I was just watching the other day where Rick Beato was interviewing Victor Wooten.
Okay.
It was at one of the camps, and they have... It's like, like you go and they have classes, and you can learn stuff. Music theory.
Cool.
You know, play. You can bring your guitar. But I've never been to one of those as an adult for, like, guitar stuff.
Right.
Did a lot of camps in college, high school, drum camp, band camp. You know, not rock band camp. Rock band camp would be fun.
Did Dallas Cowboy Cheerleader Camp? You
did do the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleader Camp.
I did.
When was that?
That was in high school.
High school? Yeah. As an adult, I've never been to... Yeah, I have not. It would be interesting. I think I would probably enjoy it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I have no idea what the cost is. I assume they're a little bit pricey. Hashtag pricey, mate. For, you know, like if you wanted to go to the rock and roll
cha-ching.
camp. Yeah. So, no, I've never been.
Never done it?
Hadn't really been thinking about doing it.
Not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it. I've taken some private lessons, like Skype lessons from some semi-famous musician type before. I've done that, which was...
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. Now, I would do that again if there's, you know, a musician that I really liked or respected or just wanted some one-on-one time with. Like, hey, I'm paying you, and you know, because it's just you and them, and you kind of can talk and stuff. But
right.
Done that a couple of times, but never a camp. So, have any of you guys or gals done a music camp as an adult? Ooh. Let us know your experience and what you thought. All right. Next question.
Okay.
David Wallman's done a camp with, what's his face? Zappa. Dweezil. Dweezil Zappa will do he does music camps types things.
Cool.
And you have guest instructors. I think David, I don't know if he taught. I feel like he's been to one and taught one, maybe.
Okay.
Anyways, next question, as I was saying. Ken Rogers, what is that purple guitar in the background? And DG, I love the look of that purple Strat guitar, but love the nameless neck on the blue guitar. What are they? All right. 2 questions kind of right together about these guitars. Let me fetch them. You're talking about these bad boys right here. Well, these beautiful color guitars are a couple more of the Fire Tone. Oh. Fire Tone guitars. That we've got these 2 tellies you see behind us. Fire Tone. They're made of pure fire. Fire Tone. And yeah. Look at that. That is a really beautiful color.
Really
Those are quite sexy. I like them. I like the color on them. These should do well for us here, I think. But so Fire Tone, we've talked about them briefly. They're a relatively new, young company out of Bossier City, Louisiana. Not to be confused with Shreveport.
Right.
I thought they were basically the same, but Shreveport is not Bossier City.
No, obviously not.
Yeah. It's funny, Emmerich that I met today, he lives in Franklin, Tennessee, but he's originally from Bossier.
Really?
And he's like, yeah, there's a whole story about how it's not the same.
Okay.
I don't have time to get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these are Fire Tones. And they're started by a guy who just kind of has a side gig, like he has a career, like a different management career, corporate management type thing. And but he's a musician, and he loves to play guitar, and he loves guitars, as most of us guitar players do. We're sort of obsessed with guitars. So just for kind of a fun experiment, he wanted to basically import some guitars. So these are imports. I believe they're made in China. People's Republic of China. And he's got his own label, basically, his own brand, and said, hey, can you build me these? And here's the colors I would like, and here's what I want. And yeah, factories will make you things if you ask them and give them money. So we're going to put these up.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so Jimmy decided to order some guitars, and he got them in, and there's a friend of ours, John, who has a store in Bossier City, has a music store, and me and John, hi John, J&L, that's right, J&W, John and Wendy, why am I thinking L? We're L.
Yes.
We're L's.
I was trying to think of their Instagram page.
J&W Music, Bossier City, John and Wendy. All right, so John carries these, and he's friends with Jimmy, who started them. He's like, hey, man, why don't you check these out? A friend of ours, local here, regionally. I mean, that's about 2 hours to Bossier from East Texas, where we're at.
Right.
And I said, yeah, bring them on over, man. I'll check them out. No problem. Yeah. John and Wendy.
John and Wendy.
Sitting in a tree. So just scooch it over. J&W Music. Music company. Find them on Instagrams.
Yep.
Yeah, so John said, hey man, give these a shot. Jimmy's a good friend of mine. He started doing this. Would you be interested in carrying them at your store? I'm like, sure, why not? So we met and checked them out. And they run about, $199, $249 range. They're in that $200 to $249 range. Import Strats and Tellys. I will say this. What I think they have really going for them is these colors are spectacular.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got plain white Strats and sea foam green Strats and black Strats and red Strat, candy apple red, all very just plain kind of Strats. So I think he's doing some cool things with the colors, and I think that's going to be their thing that really sets them apart, I believe. But there you go. So those are Fire Tone. Probably won't find a whole lot about them if you Google them or whatever, because it's just like I said, they're pretty new,
brand new,
pretty young. getting rolling in the industry. So there you go. I need to do some videos, demos. I'll get around to it one of these days. All right. Thanks for the questions. Fire tone guitars. So excited. Tracy Johnson, next question. Fingers or a pick on bass or guitar? I prefer finger playing on the bass and pick on the guitar. Hashtag spicy mate, hashtag love life authentic, hashtag KTMA. God bless and have a wonderful week. God bless. Thank you, Tracy. Hashtag blessed. We are blessed. Very much.
100%.
Fingers or pick on bass or guitar?
I think I like the sound of the back and forth with the finger sound more than I like the flick of the pick sound on a bass.
On bass? Yeah, you get a more subtle kind of sound. There's a lot more attack with a pick on bass.
Yeah.
So bass playing, you think bass players should fingers?
Yeah. It makes sense audibly in my ears hearing that because the bass has such a round sound anyways. And I think it couples well with that.
Yeah. What about guitar?
Pick. Unless it's like purposeful, like
nylon string Spanish guitar. Yeah. So the real answer is both.
Yeah.
It's both.
Yeah.
Well, not for bass.
No, this is bass or guitar. Which one do you usually do? So.
You know, for bass, it depends on the style. So like, if it's more like hard rock type stuff, there are guys who are finger players on the hard rock. I mean, Trujillo from Metallica, fingers. Cliff Burton, fingers, right? But there's a lot of tunes like that you kind of, like a Green Day thing, a very punk rock type thing.
Right.
It needs sort of that sharp pick attack. So it kind of depends to me on the style and the sound of the band.
I'm sure.
I do think it's kind of, there's a stigma of you're not a real bass player unless you play fingers. Some people feel that way. I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying real bassists play with their fingers. But I think real bassists play with their fingers
both.
And play with the pick.
Right. It's just like our conversation we had about singing, standing up or sitting down.
Yeah, standing up or sitting down. That was a great conversation.
Yeah. And I was like, a real vocalist can do both.
Right.
So a real bass player, a good bass player can do both. Now he or she might prefer one or the other, but they obviously can do both. And I'm like, no, I can't do it. Just no, it doesn't feel right. Well, then you're not that great of a bass player.
Yep. Paul uses
like you
fingers.
might not like it, but that doesn't mean you cannot do it.
Paul uses fingers most of the time, but on some things he does use a pick. It kind of depends. But he up picks everything, which is weird. He's a weirdo. When up pick everything, dang it, Paul. Yeah. Now on guitar, I like both. Again, same thing. It kind of depends.
Depends on what you're playing.
Most of the time, I myself use a pick, but there's a lot of times where I use fingers too. And like at church, I play in a church band. There's parts of songs where I'm like, I'll do mostly finger picky stuff, even on electric, to get a certain sound where it's kind of mellow and I don't want it to be too sharp sounding. And then if we kick into the rockin', I go to a pick, you know.
Yeah.
So both.
Right. I think.
Yeah. Bass, I usually play fingers on bass, but there's some things like I can just do faster with a pick. It depends, but there are certain things I can play with a pick better on bass, and certain things fingers. So,
Right.
Yeah, but it's all good. Whatever you like and whatever you want to do, whatever you feel comfortable doing, get her done. Thanks for the question, Tracy. Pew pew, pew pew,
pew pew,
pew pew. I shouldn't shoot the camera. That might be insensitive. I'm not sure. Hank Rott's guitar, the next question. Ryan, I just left a job for a better opportunity. You ever do that? And have you ever been made to feel bad for leaving said company by said boss? Going through that now, need some real input. Real talk. Real input time.
Real. All right, Hank.
Well,
tell us your feels, Mama.
Have you ever?
Have I ever left a job for a better opportunity? Yes.
Yeah.
Have I been made to feel bad? Did I feel bad? No.
No.
I've never felt bad personally because now there's times where I'm like, oh, I know that I'm probably one of the best people at that job environment. And I know that I'm probably leaving this person high and dry with a bunch of incompetent people. But that's not my problem. They shouldn't have
hired those incompetent
people. That's on them. Have I been made to feel bad about it? Many times. When I worked at a hospital, my first job at a hospital, everybody's like, why are you doing this? Because I wanted to go on the mission field. And I was like, well, because I don't want to do this the rest of my life. And so I wanted to do something, and this an opportunity opened for me to do something else that was lining up to where I wanted to go in my life. And it was just kind of like, because I was willing to work any time, any shift, with
whenever
any person,
you
whatever.
said yes.
I said yes. I was like, sure, because I was a young person. I didn't have a husband. I didn't have kids. I didn't have all this stuff. So I had that opportunity. So to lose someone like that, the boss was just like, I can't believe you're doing this to me. But again, it's like, well, I'm not doing anything to you. You're doing this to yourself by putting yourself in a position where you haven't had, excuse my terminology, the balls to confront the people who are not really good at their job. And you won the lottery in certain people and you're losing that person or people. And now you're putting your emotions on me. And that's, first of all, unprofessional. And second of all, not my problem. Because it's not my business.
Yeah.
So honestly, when it comes to stuff like that, I've learned to, first of all, that life is short and you can't spend your time worrying about other people's reactions, because all that does is create unnecessary stress and unnecessary regret. And if this, wherever your life is taking you, is better for you, for your financial situation, for just even your sanity. It doesn't have to be a promotion,
right?
Financially,
it might not even be more money.
Be an emotional promotion where you're not as stressed anymore, and this is going to be, less stress. So, if this is that opportunity, and whomever is your former employer is making you feel bad about that, it says more about their character than yours. And again, it's not your responsibility to take on the weight of someone else's response. That's just in life in general, because everybody's going to have a difference of opinion in a lot of things. And you making the decision for yourself that makes you feel good about yourself, or makes you happy, or makes you successful, or takes you to that level that gets you to a closer goal, is the point of life. Is to promote and to do better and to become better in that. And whenever people in our life try to keep you back in order to make them feel better, those are people that you just need to get rid of in your life in general. And it might be just for a season. Don't get me wrong. Don't burn bridges. Don't cuss people out, because again, that reflects on you, not them. But don't let that put a burden on your shoulders, because eventually they'll see the light. Even if they have to hit rock bottom to see it. But it's not your job necessarily to guide them to it. It's your job to live your life in such a way that brings light out of your life. For others. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay.
Now, have I ever done that? Yes.
Yes.
Faux show. I did. The main thing that came to mind was I used to work at Guitar Center. The Devil's Playground. I worked for Guitar Center. We lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma for a couple of years, and while we were there, I worked at the Tulsa store. And it was something I always wanted to do, like ever since I was 18. Ever since I was like 16.
Yeah, go for it. This is an opportunity. Cool.
Yeah, ever since I was 16, I was like, I want to work here, So when I was like 31 or 30 or whatever, I finally had a job.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, listen, if you're 18 years old and you live at home with your mom and your dad, and you don't have any bills,
that's
and you're
an okay
and
job.
you're a musician, it's an all right job for an 18-year-old dude who plays guitar in a band. If you're 30 and you got to buy diapers and you got kids, it's not so great.
Pay rent.
Yeah, unless you're a store manager. But even then, like I know guys who are store managers, and it's like, you know, there's a lot of corporate pressure.
Especially if,
but I showed up for work every day. I was a good worker. You know, I did my job, and like when I put in my 2 weeks notice, I was like, hey guys, and my manager Dan Crossland, who no longer works for Guitar Center. Everybody I know that works.
Names all over.
I don't care. Dan doesn't care.
Yeah.
It was funny because Dan was really young. He was like 22 years old. You know, he's a young manager.
That is, yeah.
And so I was the dude, like, again, I'm like 31, married, kids. Like, I'm showing up to work. I've got my babies in my arms. Like, we have a stupid store meetings on Friday mornings, and I've got, you know, Aiden in a stroller, or Nicholas, you know, and like, I got to bring
Nicholas is in kindergarten, Aiden's in a stroller.
Yeah, a freaking store meeting, like, hey guys, we didn't sell enough D'Addario strings this week, so maybe we should sell some more. Like, going over the numbers, the sales numbers. I'm like, you could have just told me when I got here, hey Ryan, sell more stuff. The bottom line is, sell more stuff this week than you sold last week. Okay, let's do that. You know, but I'm there, like, I didn't miss a meeting. If I had to bring my kids, and they didn't care, you know. So, and I was always there, never took days off, never showed up drunk or high or left early, or, you know, good employee, right? And so, but the pay was terrible. It was ridiculous. Like, it might have been the least paying job I had as an adult. Yeah. Probably. Terrible pay, but it was a job. And eventually, another opportunity came across, and I was like, I'm taking that. Like, literally quadrupled my pay. You know, went from making 10 seconds, went from making like $1,600 a month to making like $4 or $5 grand a month. Like, I was like, we're rich. Oh my God, what in the world? You know. So so I took that job, and of course I gave my 2 weeks. I didn't just leave, because I always thought, you know, I'm gonna give my notice. Don't burn any bridges.
It's on you, not them.
And I told Dan about it, and he's like, and when I finally came up to like my last day, he was like hugging me, like, please don't go, please don't go, Ryan. I'm like, well, Dan, pay me what they're paying me. He's like, I can't.
Goodbye, Ryan.
Come see us, you know. And like, so, because again, like there were a couple other dudes there. Eric Ellingson, who's not with the company anymore, he was the ops manager, and Eric was like super cool, but he's a Navy guy. He used to land airplanes on aircraft carriers, so he's like,
there's a lot of military people out there.
You know, and like he was like, yeah, man, like, because I was always there, showed up for work, did my job, didn't cause any problems, worked hard, didn't have excuses, just so Dan and even Eric was like, oh man, I'm gonna miss you. Like, I'm gonna miss you too, man. But I'm gonna make quadruple the money, so I gotta go. I gotta buy groceries. I see you cats on the flip flop. And I went to work for Select Comfort, selling mattresses. And can you sell mattresses in the mall? I'm like, hell yeah! And I'm making $5 grand a month, working 39 hours a week.
Yep.
With lunch breaks, and you know.
In a comfortable environment. Yeah. Peaceful.
No stress, you know, well, less stress, I guess.
Yeah, different kind of stress.
But
it was different.
Much more money, like significantly more money and bonuses. And I would come back into the Guitar Center like, hey, and they're like, hey, how's the bed business? I'm like, great.
Yeah, but did you feel bad for leaving?
No, I did not feel bad. Yeah. I wanted to leave. I was like, it didn't take me very long to figure out I wasn't going to make any money there, not any real money.
It was a little stressful time for us.
Yeah, and I was like, but I wasn't going to just quit because I didn't have another job to go to. And so a bad job is better than no job. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to stay here and work hard, and then when the right opportunity presents itself, we'll go. But I did not feel bad at all, man. Not at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never, I mean, it depends. I mean, if you've been there for like 20 years, if you put in some time, then I get like having a little bit of like heart pull where like, these are my people. I get that. But then, you know, you always want to leave a place how you've entered in a place. You want to leave it with a good, positive, in a better way.
You want them sad you're leaving.
Yes. Not treat you like crap.
Yeah, no.
You know, it's like, I'm sorry, you know, love you guys, it's been real, but I gotta go. And don't beat yourself up about how they respond or if they do things that you didn't expect them because you thought they had better character than that. In stressful situations, especially when people, have their own life going and it's not going like their work and home aren't going exactly the way they planned. A lot of times people like you or other people outside their bubble of life get hit hardest of, their emotions. And it might not be that you're leaving. It might not be even about the job. Their reaction might actually be because of something that's happening at home or in their personal life. So you have to take those things into consideration. Don't let it weigh on you, but don't take a lot of things that people do completely 100% personally, because there's so many factors. Just like with anybody, there's so many factors that people are dealing with, whether it's health, the loss of a parent, a struggling kid at home, a struggling marriage. There's all kinds of aspects, and we react sometimes in situations like this either negatively or positively because of what's going on in our personal life. Mm-hmm. So that's how I always see it. So whenever people do treat me like dirt or like crap, I know I've never warranted it, because I tried to be, just like Ryan was saying at Guitar Center, the person who they go to. They're like, we like you being here. You're always reliable. You're always there. You're on target. You think of things before. So I always try to make myself, in any work environment, that person, that the model employee. I always try to do that. So whenever something like that happens and an employer yells or gets, I know it's not me. I know it's them. I know it's something that's going on in their life and they don't know how to handle it. I know that I'm just the avenue in which they're unleashing their emotional frustration. So I do not feel bad a lot of times, and I usually say a little prayer for them, like, I really hope you get your crap together, or whatever's happening happens. And sometimes, and one time we got fired from a church, and as we were
we got fired. I've only been fired once in my entire life.
And
I've had a lot of jobs. I've only been fired
and
once.
Again, it was them. Not
it
to
was
sound haughty.
Church.
It was not. This is not a haughty, prideful statement. It was all them, not us. And as we were leaving, one of the ladies, the associate pastor's wife, she came up to me and she knew that they were making a big mistake. I could just see it on her face. And I just gave her a big hug and I said, if you need anything, just let me know. And then we walked off. So again, don't take it too personally. Just live your best life. Be a good person. Treat people with respect. Mm-hmm. And don't let this weigh down on you like that.
You got it, man. It'll be fine. All this will be just a memory one day.
Oh.
So, thanks for the question, Hank. Next question. Penny Wisdom 1983. Hashtag Ask RNA. Do you like Rockabilly or psychobilly? Mm-hmm. It would feel right if those genres were popular in Texas, the home of Reverend Horton Heat. Mm-hmm. Any love of Gretsch Guitars in your neck of the woods? Cheers. I'm not a real big Rockabilly
any fan. Kind of Billy.
Hillybilly. Dillybilly.
I kind of like Rockabilly. There's some things I'm like, okay, I could dig that.
Yeah, like Brian Setzer.
Yeah.
Like the Brian Setzer Orchestra. That's the one that I think of really first, is Brian Setzer.
Yeah,
I know Reverend Horton Heat is kind of big in like Texas and Dallas and stuff.
Right, yeah. Sure.
I was never a big...
You don't see a lot of Gretsch guitars. I love the style of Gretsch guitars. I like the way they look. But not a lot of people in this area that I've seen can pull them off.
Well, where you see them a lot out here is in churches.
Yeah.
So they're real big for like worship music and worship bands. Steven.
Yeah.
Steve's had two. He's on his second Gretsch now.
Yeah.
He had an import one. I think now he has a USA Gretsch. But it's the guys who are serious worship guitar players.
They want to look the part.
Yeah, a Gretsch Duo Jet or something. You got to have that's what Droff plays in Australia at Hillsong.
Yeah, sure.
So I've got to play that.
PsycoBilly?
PsycoBilly?
What is that?
That's like more rock and rockabilly.
Okay.
Rockabilly's too tame.
Okay. Yeah.
Rockabilly's nearly countrybilly.
Okay.
But psychobilly is like more hardcore rockabilly.
Okay. I always think like if you hear banjos run. That's what I think of psychobilly. Like those kind of psychobilly?
Yeah, no, psycho hillbillies. No, that's like Brian Setzer on steroids.
Okay.
Singing about crazy stuff.
So it's almost like ska Billy?
I think
like
it's
the
more
ska
like
version where it's like
I think if Rob Zombie had a rockabilly band, that's more like what psychobilly.
Interesting.
That's my take on it. But it's not, I don't know that it's super popular right now. It goes through phases. That would like the whole swing thing was real big back in the late 90s. Mm-hmm. They got to be real
People
big.
People were trying to bring back the microphones and the back.
Yeah. So it goes through phases where like it's kind of popular, then it goes away, and then it's popular, then it goes away.
Right.
Those are just really popular and really short bubbles.
I like the rockabilly look.
Yeah.
I like that.
The whole 50s kind of thing. Yeah, it's, there's not a lot of it going on around here.
So is psychobilly like steampunk?
It'd be like steampunk rockabilly. That'd be a good way to portray it, I think.
Interesting.
Paul likes that stuff.
Of course
he's bitter. He learned to play on a big upright bass.
I know.
That's his thing. He loves seeing big upright basses and that kind of stuff. So, thanks for the question, Penny Wisdom. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Next question, Gerald Johnson. Hashtag Spicy Mate. Riot was considered a very underrated rock band because of poor management. Are there any other rock bands you consider underrated because of poor management? I don't even know who Riot is. I'm like, I don't think I've even heard of them. So they must have had really bad management.
Apparently.
So, yeah, I can't think of any off the top of my head. Now I know there are
poor
great
management. I mean,
there are great bands and musicians who had bad managers. Like there's a lot of people who like sold millions and millions of records, and now they're broke.
Now it's like not as big of managers aren't that big of a role like they used to be. It's not
like the 80s anymore.
No.
Or the 90s.
Or the 90s, because I remember a lot of the drama with because this is my type of music I listen to, with all the boy bands and the pop stars. That was one of the reasons NSYNC, their Bye 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 song. It's about their manager who ripped them off.
Yeah.
So, because they were puppets on a string and they were getting their strings cut from the corporation or whatever, and their labels and management and stuff. So you don't really hear a lot of that anymore. But in the past, I don't know. Because they're not underrated because of poor management.
I don't think they're underrated because of their managers. They might be broke.
Milli Vanilli.
They might be broke as crap now because of their managers.
They managed
but I don't know that their music or their band was.
I can't think of anything right off the hand.
I can't either. What do you guys think? Do you think of any bands?
Yeah, name some. That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, because I don't even know who Riot is. Not Quiet Riot. Unless you're talking about Quiet Riot. I know who Quiet Riot is, but I don't know who Riot is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me Google it.
Google it.
I'm gonna put a Paul down. Laying some Paul down here.
If Paul was here,
he'd have already Googled.
He would have already asked Siri. Riot V, formerly known as Riot until 2012, is an American hard rock band founded in New York City in 1975 by guitarist Mark Real. Reaching a peak in popularity in the early 80s, the band has continued a long-running, successful career. Is this Wikipedia or Google?
I Googled it.
You're
reading Wikipedia.
Oh, I'm reading Wikipedia. Wikipedia says they've had a long-running, successful career.
Reaching a peak popularity in the 80s.
Yeah, well.
The band has continued a long run.
They peaked in the 80s.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bands that peaked in the 80s, though.
Years active.
Oh, okay. In 2013, the founding dude, Mark, passed away, so they had to change their name. Interesting. I totally missed out.
So there you go.
There you go. All right.
I don't know why I just...
It is Riot.
Screenshot that.
I don't know. Why are you screenshotting Riot?
Delete screenshot.
All right. Thanks for the question, Gerald. Now I've heard of a band.
There you go.
I'll have to go see if I can find any, listen to some of their music.
Yeah.
Who you talk to?
Marla, Steve's wife. Tony, you're welcome.
You're welcome. Next question. Just Fun Guitar, all the way from England.
Englandshire.
The Englandshire says, I would say the hottest spice I had was in India. I believe it.
Yeah.
I do not know what it was, but it burnt my tongue like the sun.
Yeah, I was like that curry chicken. She put something in there. I was like...
I don't know what this is. New questions. 1, do you like bright colors on your guitars? 2, if you designed a guitar pedal, what would you name it? I like this. And 3, exam time for kids. How do you keep them focused? Hashtag spicy mates. Hashtag KT mate.
Okay. Do you like bright colors on your guitars?
I don't think I do. Because I don't
I can answer that. No.
No. What color do I like on my guitars?
Black.
That's not true. Trans black. Transparent black. Charcoal black.
Is that what you think of me?
A blend.
Transparent black.
Yeah, you're a hybrid.
Mocha chocolate.
You're not all black.
Yeah.
You're kind of black. So that's how I like my guitars. Kind of black. See-through black.
I don't know how to take that.
I don't know either. I just like
I'm gonna tell my dad.
What?
Ooh, you in trouble now.
Don't tell Mitch. Hashtag don't tell Mitch.
Yes.
I have less black guitars now.
Yeah,
I have more guitars.
You're kind of, you have like this bluish, tealish, kind of greenish, bluish color. Guitar.
In my old age, my guitar colors.
You're on the colors of the wind right
I've got like 2 like sunbursty. I've got 3.
What?
I'm not even really into the sunbursty stuff,
The end
but
of the world
I don't have like bright pink or like a super bright yellow guitar or neon lime green stuff like that, like super 80s colors. Nah, I'm not really into that. I like primary colors, like black, transparent black,
right?
See-through black, charcoals. Nah, not on the super great. No, I think these guitars are kind of cool. When he brought them in, I was like, oh, those are cool.
They're pretty.
I mean, I like charcoal and silver burst.
I like the natural wood color. I do. I like natural wood colors.
Browns. You like brown? I find that hard to believe. I also like brown. I have a brown guitar.
Yeah.
Next question. If you designed a guitar pedal, what would you name it? What would you name a guitar pedal?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't even know what it does.
I know. What would it do?
It doesn't matter what it does.
Like, okay,
it doesn't matter what it does. Just what would you name it?
What would I name it? Something like Fro or something like La Tastic or something.
I was thinking the Dirty Biscuit.
Brown Eyed Girl.
Or Funky Biscuit. I don't know why. Biscuits.
That's his name for our dogs.
That's what I call our dogs.
Calling them female dogs, the female dog name, he calls them biscuits.
Instead of calling our dogs snitches, even though they are technically lady dogs. Lady dogs.
Snitches get stitches.
I call snitches do stitches. I call them biscuits. Those are our biscuits. So I don't know. The Funky Biscuit.
Yes.
I don't know what it does. But it's funky.
It has some dirty crunch to it.
Yeah, probably an overdrive. If I designed like a signature pedal, it would be a dirty overdrive. But I don't know what I would call it. That's just first thing that pops in my head. Okay. Dirty biscuits.
Yeah, first thing that was like Fro.
Nasty biscuits.
Fro-yo.
Fro-yo. The Fro-yo. You might get sued on that one.
Yeah, I might.
From like frozen yogurt places.
Yeah, TCBY. Are they even they're not even a company anymore.
Sweet Frogs. Sweet Frogs are coming after you for the frozen yogurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Something funny, Something probably goofy and funny because that's just kind of my personality. Goofy and funny. The Goofy Biscuit.
There you go.
There it is. The Goofy Biscuit. Next question. Exam time for the kids. How do you keep them focused? How do you keep the kids focused, Angela?
Which kids?
Our kids?
Our children or the children in class in the lesson rooms? Our children, it's usually, if you don't get this done in a timely manner, you won't be able to do what you want to do.
No video games until you do this.
That's how we keep them focused. We never really did, as parents, we never really did the whole, if you do this, you'll get a piece of candy, or if you do this, I'll take you to the store and get a prize.
There's no bribery.
We really didn't do that. I mean, there were things that if they did it and they did an amazing job, we're like, that deserves some ice cream. Stuff like that. Like, because they did it on their own free will and they did it, you were so awesome. I'm so proud of you. Hey, let's go get the sticker, or let's get them, or we did that kind of stuff. But to keep them focused, it was usually, especially as they got older. I do this with Aiden even to this day. He's 14 years old, and and he will, I call it. I don't know what this term comes from. It's one of those things that we should have told Pat to say when he goes here, when he fiddle farts around. And he doesn't get his work done, or if he's just being obnoxious of some, I'm like, oh, that's great. I'm going to remember that whenever you want me to take you to the lake with your friends, or to your shooting class, or to something that you want to do, because you're wasting my time. I'm going to waste your time later. So that's usually what we later. And I do have those conversations. I get real close to him and I say, okay, respect goes both ways. I'm not going to go anywhere you ask me to go if you're not going to listen to me. Now, inside of our lesson room, I kind of am the same way. I'm a little bit of the same way. I'll just stop what I'm doing. I'll look at them. And they kind of, they get a little bit of alert, like, what's happening? I'm like, you're wasting my time. And you're wasting your parents' time. And I don't like that being wasted. So how about we grow up a little bit and do what we're asked of, so we can get this done in a timely manner. I don't, bribe. You have a 6-year-old today in ukulele lessons, and I show them magic. I have this little magic trick that I show them, which is really great up until about the age of 6 or 7 years old, because 7's pushing it. Depends on the kid. And you get something like, I get a guitar pick, because that's usually the smallest thing we have inside the lesson room. And I have it in my hand, and because they're always distracted, I put it somewhere like underneath my leg, and as by the time they look back to me, it's not in my hand anymore, but they don't know that. And I, do a thing like, and so, and I do that at the very beginning of the lessons, and they are, this one especially, he's just like, oh my gosh, he said, make it misappear again. Make it misappear.
Make it misappear.
Misappear. And I'm like, no, if you want to learn how to do magic, because he'll try to do it and it doesn't work, because obviously he doesn't know how to hide.
He doesn't know magic.
He doesn't know magic.
He doesn't have superpowers.
And the way I get him to focus on the book is, he's like, how do I learn how to misappear? How do I misappear it? I was like, you have to learn your whole entire book, ukulele book, and by the end of the ukulele book, it'll disappear. And he's like, okay. So and then I got him. But that's been like the most extreme case of trying to get him to focus, because he has a few learning disabilities and challenges and stuff. So it's right up his alley, which keeps him, grabbed for that moment. But that's usually what I do.
Yeah, I don't have to do too much to the kids in the lessons. Yeah. Most of them are scared of me,
and a lot of them are older too.
Yeah, not scared of me, but
yeah. Well, it's different, honestly, whenever you have a guy who is...
man.
Yes, a man. Yes. A
Not
man
just a guy.
who looks intimidating.
A man.
He's not a soft man, and he looks intimidating, and he carries himself with authority. And for kids to... Because they've already experienced that, for the most part, when they get to ride, they're of a certain age where they've experienced men who have authority.
Principals.
And, yes, coaches and stuff like that. So whenever they come in class, they know... a man sitting there, he's not going to mess around. Where with a woman, a lot of times, depending on who they've interacted with, aunts,
what teachers they've
even
had,
sisters, and sometimes even mamas will be softer, So I always have to be a whole lot more stern in my class and just be like, no, you're out of here. Sorry, I'm not. You know, but I've been that way for, I've been that way since I was a kid. So,
hard A.
Yes. I put the A in RNA, man. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't really have to do it as much as I usually have to. I'm like, hey, no, let's get back to this. No, you cannot touch that. No, you can't. You can't.
Sit down.
Yeah, just sit down, please. No, come over here. No, you may not have play on that. If you want to, you have to learn this first. And sometimes I'll say, if you finish this piece of music, especially my piano players, because some of them are really young, if you finish this piece of piano music the way it's supposed to be, you know, with the dynamics and everything, then the last 5 minutes of class, I'll let you play on the ukulele. And that usually works, too.
So there you go, Just Fun Guitar. Hope that answered your questions. Next question, David Munoz. Have you ever tried a Schecter PT Special? I think it looks great, but don't see one around to try. Neck profile, pickup sound quality, etc. Hashtag SpicyMate. I have not played the Schecter PT Special. David. I have played a couple of the California vintage tellies with several of the PTs. Sorry, it's the PT. It's a telly, basically. But we did get a couple of the California vintage ones, and they were great. I mean, they're basically, you know, a telly. Those specific ones were very much tellies by Schecter for like $500, Korean made.
Right. Those
are great guitars, and they discontinued them a couple years ago. I'm like, why did you do that? We had just started selling like their Strat, you know, California vintage Schecter Strat, and the PT, and they were like still made like in world music in Korea for like $500, which was like wow. It was you weren't normally getting those guitars in that price range anymore from Korea. Schecter was kind of the last ones to hit that price point. You know, everyone else had started going up.
Right.
But those were great. But I have not played the Special. Probably won't order one in unless somebody goes, hey, will you order one for me? Sure, we'll get you one. You know, but I have not. So I don't have any hands-on one. But you know, I've not really ever been disappointed with any of the Schecters we've ever got. I was always really pleased with the ones we've had in the store, and then of course my own personal ones I have. Right. I like them, so I'm a big fan.
Sweet.
But yeah, sometimes it's tough because they make so many models. Schecter makes a lot of guitars, and if you walk into a big box store, the Devil's Playground, they're gonna have like 3 or 4 of the same ones you see in every store. You know, no, I've not really ever seen very many Schecter dealers who will carry like, okay, we've got one of everything they made this year. Because that's a lot of guitars.
Really
and a lot of colors. So, but yeah, man, sorry I can't be more help on that. If any of you guys out there have played or own a Schecter PT Special, help David out. Help a brother out.
Yeah.
Schecter should just send me one of everything to do videos on and play because it's good marketing for them. They really should. Next question, Adam Lynch. Simple question this week. What is the one song that you can now play that was the hardest to learn? Is there a song that you've tried to learn that you were unsuccessful in learning? Oh, good questions.
Ooh.
One I can play now that was the hardest to learn. Man. Probably... it's probably, as much as I hate to say it, an Avenged Sevenfold song.
I knew this.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I know. Okay, let me pause that for just a second. I think the only reason why it was hard to play, because first of all, it was a recital song. And you had like a bunch of other songs to learn. And the fact that you don't have time. Because like right now it's 9 o'clock at night and we're filming and he's been here since noon. So
finished since 11.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right because you had to load it for the guitar show.
Guitar show this weekend, Fort Worth, Texas.
So I think that because you didn't have like hours to sit and just pour into that song, that's why it was hard. But you know, if you had the time, I think adding the time, the lack of time.
Yeah.
You know, and in the time crunch,
there was a deadline.
And there was a deadline. I think that's what made it hard, not the technical aspect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I'd had more time to do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like really particular things that were going on at that time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you props for that.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. You're awesome. Because they're probably laughing like, what? Avenged Sevenfold? That's not hard. I'm like, well, it was...
Not whenever you're trying to learn like a whole bunch of other songs that some of them had like a guitar solo almost every song.
Yeah.
Like it was like a constant thing. It wasn't just like just for funsies learning it. It was like it was for a performance, so it added more pressure to the situation. Mm-hmm. So, but what was the other one?
Well, thank you. I can't think of another one. That one was particularly the one that I was probably stressed out the most about. And I was like, oh, it'll be fine because it's not really...
Because you put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah. It's not really hard. It was backcountry we were playing it for. Because I have a drum student who's an amazing drum student. And she loves Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
And I like them okay. They're fine. Like, I don't like, Avenged Sevenfold.
Right.
You know, but she learned the drum parts and we went over the song, taught it, she learned it note for note and played it. And we're like, all right, we got to play this. So, because she's worked really hard for months and months and months.
Right.
For a long time on that song. So, like, oh, we got to play this. I'm like, well, I don't have any students who can play this. So I was like, I guess I got to play this.
Right.
And so Paul, the bitter bass player, he played the bass part. My friend Steven, we were talking about, played the other guitar part. And so it was a band of adults and this one student playing that. On paper, it's like, oh, it's not that hard. And I'm like, oh, it's fast. Oh, okay. So it's not that it was necessarily a very
I sang that,
difficult.
didn't I?
You did.
Oh, God. I forgot about that. I was sitting there going through my mind while you were talking. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
That was me.
And Angela sang Avenged Sevenfold on stage.
Yeah, that was one of the worst.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's not a
super enjoyable.
It's not a great song.
Yeah.
I mean, musically, they're really good. They have their crap together, but
oh yeah, they're good.
The lyrically, it's just like, give me Metallica any day.
Yeah.
Just Metallica's like singing, Mozart opera compared to singing that. It really is. And even like Green Day, it's like, what are you saying?
What do you?
I don't even want to say this. I don't even want to say this about myself. I don't want to say this out loud. The words have power. I don't want that in my mind or in my life. Ugh.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyways. So that one was crunched, but it was like, not that the parts are hard.
That's probably the same for me then,
teach it to my students. I'm like, hey, you can play. It's just how fast it is.
Right.
It's the speed factor of it is the thing that makes it challenging.
And nailing it down in a precision.
Yeah, playing it perfectly to a metronome. Not like playing it sloppy at 200
tons
BPM.
of musicians do that. It was like goes back to like 4 or 5 Ask RNAs ago when they were like, what song do people come in and play that you don't want to listen to or are tired of? It's stuff like that. When people come in, they're like, oh, I can play backcountry. And it's like, no, you actually can't. Because if we put a metronome and synced it with what they're playing, you're playing like you're playing on one of those little rainbow xylophones compared to one of them.
Yeah, you're not really playing it. You're
know.
Kind of playing it, but you're not really playing it.
Right.
No, yeah.
That was mean. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Okay.
But it's true. And y'all know it's true. Y'all know it's true. Yeah, I think that one just because it was so fast and it was such a short period of time. Like, oh crap! I'm like, oh, I gotta learn this solo. I was like, awesome. The things we do for our students. But
we love you, Brianna.
Yeah, sure we do. But that one was that was pretty challenging. I would say. Yeah. Actually, it was harder. Like we did Seek and Destroy recently, and it's got a pretty fast middle section. Like it's fast, like fast. And I think the backcountry was actually harder in a way. But that's the one that jumps out, I guess. Has there ever been a song I was unsuccessful learning? I don't think so, because I just haven't finished learning it yet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. It's like, I just haven't finished it yet. I'll tell you that one. One of the ones I've been working on the longest that I haven't ever finished was probably Mr. Crowley. Because I'm like, I can play all the rhythm parts, and I can play the second solo pretty much in Mr. Crowley. But I'm like, oh, I gotta learn the first solo. And I'm like, I've just never really sat down and like done it. I'll work on it for a little bit and then stop and have to do something else, and then I'll come back, oh, I need to finish that, and then I'll work on it and stop. So I've been working on that one for like 20 something years. Yeah. Right. I couldn't tell you the last time I practiced it though, but I'm like, it's on the list. I'm like, I really have to learn that one. I like that one. But it's just, I just keep not doing it because it's not a priority. Not that it's crazy hard. Like it's not harder than the Avenged Sevenfold thing, or it's not harder than Seek and Destroy. It's just sitting down and doing it. But yeah, I did work on a Jeff Loomis solo one time. I didn't get very far. I'm like, I have no time for this.
Again, it's the time to sit down and be like, okay,
I would love
start it again, turn on the metronome, pick it apart, note by note, get it down. It's like, that's
sheer difficulty level. Yeah, it's one of a song off. I don't even remember which one it is now. A Jeff Loomis thing. And it's just like, good God.
You should do that on a day where you have a day off.
There we go.
No, like, okay, so we have fifths off. So
when I have a day off, I'll learn it on that one day.
And I'll be up here and you can go and learn it. On that one day.
I'll learn it in one day. I'll learn this Jeff Loomis solo in one day. Sure. Yeah. Hardest thing I've ever tried to learn has been a song off one of Jeff Loomis's solo records.
Loomis one. Gotcha.
Yeah, because it's just ultimate shredding the entire time. Like, just ridiculousness. I believe you. So, maybe one day that'll be my I will have made it as a guitar player if I could play a Jeff Loomis song completely all the way through perfectly. Yeah, that's what everybody thinks. That's what Ingve thinks. If I could just learn this Jeff Loomis solo. Thanks for the question, Adam. Appreciate it. And here we are. Final question already? Yeah. Okay. Final question. Robert Foster. Yeah.
Australian for beer.
Stephen frickin' Foster. Oh, Susanna. You know.
I just think Foster's.
I'm thinking of Tombstone.
Oh.
When Doc Holliday's playing the piano and he's like, "Well, yes."
No, don't you know any more songs?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Susanna.
That's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
You think the boys could watch that?
Probably. Classic. Best Val Kilmer role ever.
Yeah.
Robert Foster. Have you noticed that Gibson has removed all of their content on their channel? Question mark.
Question mark.
So this was a question like last week. And that was the big news. Gibson, you go to their YouTube channel and no videos. Well, in their playlist there were the videos, but you couldn't watch them.
Yeah.
And it said this channel has no content. And if you clicked on one of the videos in the playlist, it'd say this video is not available in your country. Which is like, what? You never have blocked content like that in the United States.
Yeah, unless you're a flat earther.
Yes, unless you have flat Earth videos, and then you'll get blocked because YouTube doesn't like, freedom of speech. Yes, I did notice that last week. It is now back up. All their videos are back up, and even new videos since then are back on the channel. No explanation as of yet from Gibson or Mark Agnesi or anybody else as to why they did that or what the whole point was. Which is kind of weird, but you know, Gibson is not known for their amazing communication skills with the guitar community at large. You know, it could have been a publicity stunt.
More than likely.
More than likely to get them. Everybody's all talking about it. Oh, Gibson. Oh, Gibson.
They're really good about them hashtags.
Yeah, they're good about getting everybody all fired up. And, you know, but then to have no explanation about it is just kind of silly.
Exclamation points.
Exclamation points. Which is just kind of goofy because it doesn't make any sense. Because if it was just to add more videos, you just add more videos. You know, it really, unless there was a glitch in the system or who knows, somebody pushed a button they shouldn't have. I doubt it. That's pretty easy to figure out within a few hours. Like, oh man, something's wrong with their channel. Let's go fix it.
Right.
It was probably a publicity stunt. Marketing, just to get us all talking again. So I guess, they don't mind having stuff out there like, hey, we destroyed a bunch of crap. Everybody will talk about us. We destroyed all these guitars. It's probably just a thing to keep us talking about them. But I don't know. Don't know. Don't care. Don't know. Don't care. Bunch of, whatever's over there working. I love my Explorer that I've had for a while. I love my Les Paul that I've got. But, as far as a company and how they run their business, they're not my favorite guitar company in the world. But, the management. The guitars are classics, Their guitar designs are legendary. I still want a Flying V, to match my Explorer, but I want one from 91. I want a 91 Flying V to match my 91 Explorer, but, probably not going to go out and buy a new one. I can't foresee myself buying a brand new Gibson anytime soon. Neither can Angela. She also cannot foresee that, but yeah, nothing yet. It'd be interesting to see what they say was the reason. I don't know if I would believe it. You gotta take it with a grain of salt with those guys because it's all just marketing and shenanigans and bottom line stockholders and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, they're back up now. Let's all go watch some Gibson videos.
Hey, yeah, get them views.
I started one today. I'm like, okay, great. Gilby Clark on his first Les Paul.
Back to Screen Rant.
Go back to pitch meetings.
Yes, pitch meetings.
Back to pitch meetings. So that's all the questions for this week. Thank you guys so much. Hishy. How it should have ended. Gibson, how it should have ended. That'd be good. We should do that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for your questions. If you have a question for next week's video, please leave it below in the comment section of this video. Along with your comments, feel free to give us your thoughts on any of these questions. I like to read those. Secret hashtag of the day. If you made it all the way through this video and you watched all of it, we got a secret hashtag that you can leave in your comments or your question. And basically you're telling us, hey, I watched the whole thing, guys.
Yeah.
Not 5 minutes, not 10 minutes, but the whole hour and 10 minutes of Ask RNA shenanigans. Secret hashtag of the day should be, what did I say earlier?
Dirty Biscuit.
Hashtag Dirty Biscuit. I was like, hashtag don't tell Mitch.
Yes.
That's kind of a long one, but
yeah. No, it's not bad.
It's not too bad.
Don't
Yeah.
tell Mitch.
Hashtag don't tell Mitch.
Yes. That's my dad.
That's Angela's dad. Mitch. Mitchell Emmett.
Yes.
Don't tell Mitch. And that's our secret hashtag. Between us, you guys let us know that you watched this whole video.
Don't tell Mitch.
Don't tell Mitch. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. And yeah, that'll be cool. You guys will let us know that you watched the whole thing. We appreciate that. Get your RNA Music shirt if you want one. Support small mom and pop businesses and local musicians and teaching kids, all that good stuff. If you want to, no pressure. But whatever.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever. Crunk. Wrong never. All right, and until we see y'all in the next video, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
The music needs you.
And
Wait,
you.
am I supposed to say that? I forgot how to say our own thing.
We were doing it.
What was that?
Yes. Go ahead.
I don't even know now.
Say it again.
Which one? Keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
The music needs you.
And you need the music.
That's right. And we need to keep it alive for the next generation of musicians and current ones.
Yes.
I'm tired.
Daddy's tired.
I've had so much. I've been doing taxes.
It's all good.
Brains are out there. Going to a guitar show this weekend in Fort Worth, Texas.
And I will be doing work at First Monday.
Yeah. The biggest flea market in the world is in Canton, Texas.
You'll see it in our vlog.
Yeah, we'll vlog it.
We'll vlog it.
So stay tuned for this week. Well, I don't know when this weekend vlog is going to come out. It might be a few months where the vlog comes out.
It'll be Christmas.
Sometime. But check out our Instagram and our Facebook. You'll see pictures from the Fort Worth Guitar Show on the RNA page.
And Fur Monday.
And we'll see y'all in the next video.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
So excited. And sleepy.
So darn.